like, share, and subscribe for more great Angry Guy content. And turn on notifications to never miss another Angry Guy video ever again. Now let's begin.
Own nothing and be happy. Well, that's what the capitalist class wants you to start believing. The World Economic Forum shared this video in 2016. The video summarizes an essay written by Ida Auken titled Welcome to 2030. I own nothing, I have no privacy, and my life has never been better.
Yeah, guys, so we are quickly moving towards a reality where we will own absolutely nothing while being told to be happy about it. You will own nothing, you will have no privacy, you will be happy. This is this is substantial, guys. All right? And many of us don't realize that the way they're going about doing this is by using entertainment. I've talked a little bit about the Nintendo Switch situation and how expensive it is, but there's a lot of serious things going on with the Nintendo Switch that people need Switch 2 that Nintendo recently announced that we need to look at very, very carefully. Because guys, this device is a major security hazard. This device is a device that is designed to ensure that you will essentially own nothing while being told to be happy about it. And it's basically easing us into that reality where you will own nothing, you will be happy, you will have no privacy, you will be happy. Today's video comes from Andy Matrix Gaming. Shout out to MK Fitness or MK Gaming, I think, as he's called now. He put me on to Andy a little while ago. I wanted to cover Andy's channel, but I just wasn't able to because of I tried to, but YouTube wouldn't let me, if you understand. But I'm going to try to cover his video here. So he actually talks a little bit about what's going on in the situation. His channel will be linked in the description of video so that you go check him out and support his content. Watch to the end of the video to fully understand the implications of society wanting us to own nothing and be happy, and how companies like Nintendo are going to make this a reality within the next 5 years going forward, really starting this year going forward. Don't forget to follow us over on Rumble. Our channel will be linked. Our Rumble will be linked in the description of the video so that you can go check us out over there and support us. And we'll go ahead and jump right into the video in a moment after we talk a little bit about Angry's Crypto Academy. Because, guys, you can see the economy is teetering on the edge. Everything is about to collapse. Everything is about to go downhill. I've warned you guys for years. Many of you didn't listen, but it's not too late yet. So go and check out Angry's Crypto Academy, because hard times are here. ATMs are going to stop working. Banks are going to chain the doors. You need to protect your wealth. You need to safeguard your future using crypto, and you can do that over at Angry's Crypto Academy, where we offer comprehensive courses, expert investment guides, and our exclusive crypto blueprints that will teach you how to buy, sell, trade, and invest in crypto. And you'll learn exactly which coins have the potential to create you millionaires and how to spot the best investment opportunities. Don't miss out. Secure your financial future now. The Academy is linked in the description of the video.
Going on, dudes? It's your boy Andy Matrix. I'm back with another video, and the Nintendo Switch 2 has been making quite the buzz. Quite the buzz because of what's happening with new games. So everybody knows that Nintendo's trying to make their Switch 2 games more expensive, from $60 all the way to $90. They wanted to charge you $90 for a freaking game, right? And everybody's revolting. Everybody is just saying lower the price, lower the price, lower the price, or they're not gonna buy a Nintendo Switch. And Nintendo better, they better start thinking about, what they're gonna do, because this is some serious business. Everybody's about to just completely pull out of playing Nintendo, or they're just not gonna buy one, and it's not gonna sell like the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch sold what, like 160 million copies. So this one, if this isn't how Nintendo's gonna treat their customers, I don't think this console's gonna reach 100 million. I'm just saying. But anyways.
Hello, this is Yami Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! And make sure to subscribe to Andy Matrix's channel. Now on with the show.
I'm here at Games Industry that biz, well, which is like an analytical economic analysis company. Says some physical Nintendo Switch 2 games will be downloaded only game key cards. Says games like Bravely Default and Street Fighter 6 will require a download. So what's the point of buying a physical copy if you have to download the game anyways, and the game is not really in the cartridge? What's the point? Like, what is the point of it? You know? All right. So, says Nintendo has revealed that physical copies of certain games on the Nintendo Switch 2 will be game key cards requiring downloads before they are playable. So, okay, so not all. So maybe maybe Zelda Breath of the Wild is not going to require you. It's not going to be a download.
So here's what's actually going on. A lot of additional information has come out, and what's been revealed, Nintendo has essentially confirmed is that they lied to us during the Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2. What you're actually going to be getting in the Switch 2 cases for games like for Nintendo version games. So, for example, versions of Nintendo games for the Switch 2 are actually going to be the exact Switch 1 cartridge. So you will never be able to actually own the Switch 2 version of Breath of the Wild. If you purchase Breath of the Wild, that's a popular Zelda game that came out for the Nintendo Switch, or Tears of the Kingdom, right? And so let's say you purchase the physical version of these games that are for Switch 2. You don't actually get the physical version of the Switch game for Switch 2. You're actually getting the original version. So the Switch version of the game, you're getting the Switch version of the game, and then with the Switch version of the game, there's a download code in the box, and when you put the Switch version of the game, the original Nintendo Switch version of the game into the console that they're selling to you as the Switch 2 version, you will then enter your download code, and it will authorize your account to have access to the enhancements for the Switch for the Switch 2 version of the game. This is crazy. So you can never ever resell Breath of the Wild for the Nintendo Switch 2 because it will always be tied to your account using that digital code. So you can never resell it. You can never resell it. You cannot. You may be able to transfer it to another account, but that's an entirely different process. There's no guarantee on that, but it will always be basically tied to you. You can never ever resell it. You can never actually own it. You can never physically own the game. So all of these games that we will be purchasing, there's no such thing as an actual Switch 2 version, all right, of the physical. There is no physical version of it. You are getting an actual Switch 1, the same exact cartridge. I have two copies of Breath of the Wild right now. Two copies of Breath of the Wild. I actually got one is sealed and the other one is used. And what ended up happening was I purchased it from GameStop, and those bastards sent me like a horrible case for it. Like, it was not the original case, absolute garbage. But I was able to go onto eBay. I bought like just the case only, shipped it over, put this cartridge in there, and now it's basically brand new. However, like new, but it's like if you go and you purchase the Nintendo Switch version of Breath of the Wild, you're going to get that exact same game card, the exact same game card. Put it in the Nintendo Switch 2, and you'll have a download code that comes in that box, in the game box. Enter the download code, and that will download the software that will allow you to play the game with prettier graphics on the Switch 2, and that's it. But you can never physically own the Switch 2 version of the game. Nintendo is literally on some BS. Another very serious thing is the new Nintendo dock. So when you're playing the game in dock mode, where you take the console and you put it into the Nintendo dock, there's now a microphone built in to the Nintendo Switch. The microphone is built. There's a microphone built into the Nintendo Switch, and the thing about the Nintendo Switch is that they still don't want you using headsets. Like, they still don't want you to use a dedicated headset to play games and talk to your friends and so forth with Nintendo Switch. They still don't want you using Bluetooth wireless headsets. So instead, they've built it in there where now the Switch will be listening to your conversations maybe at any given moment. So you will have no privacy. And they've said that you could actually, it's designed so well that it can hear your conversations across the entire room. Why would you design something like that? That's a major privacy concern, which means Nintendo can then listen in on your conversations. It's not even like with the with an Echo device where you can press a button on top of it and it basically shows you that it's now muted. It's now silent. It's now in a certain mode where it cannot hear you anymore. Nope. They will this thing could essentially listen in on you indefinitely, and this is the garbage that Nintendo is pushing. And the games are up to $90 a pop. So basically, you will own nothing. You will spend $90 for a game, and you will not actually own it. I really want you to understand that very, very carefully. You will spend $90. You will go and purchase. You spend $90 for Tears of the King, for games like Tears of the Kingdom, and you won't even own the damn game. I think Tears of the Kingdom, I think the physical version for Tears of the Kingdom, they're pricing it at, I think they're pricing that one at 80, but other physical games will be priced at 90. So you're gonna spend $80 for Tears of the Kingdom for Nintendo Switch 2, and you will not own the game. And this is the exact, and the crazy thing is that it's the exact same cartridge that you would get. The exact same cartridge, no difference. The same. It's a Nintendo Switch 1 cartridge that you have to put into the Nintendo Switch 2, and there will be a download code in the box, and that will allow you to download the software, additional software that will allow you to play the game, on the Nintendo Switch 2 in HD graphics. We are heading, guys. This is hell. Guys. We're going to see the collapse of cash. We're going to see such crazy crises. No one is going to believe it, which is why I keep on telling you guys to invest in crypto. Don't waste your time with all of this stupid stuff right now. Focus on getting your money together, because the real thing is to get the hell out of the United States. Get the hell out of this broken society. This society is on the brink of collapse. It 100% is. Don't let any idiot tell you anything different. This society is collapsing. I see these idiots in my comments like, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving, and you don't have to leave either, and blah 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 blah. It's like, I'm gonna stand up and fight. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Fight for what? For this? Like, so many of you, do you really want to throw your lives away over nothing? You need to be preparing. Every single one of you needs to have a plan. Everyone needs to have a plan. You should have a second passport or a permanent residency somewhere else. Okay? You need to prepare to get the heck out. I've been warning you guys for years. Get your money right. Have your crypto. Have money stocked in crypto. Have your crypto stocked well. Because this way, even if something goes down and you have to leave everything behind, if you can get out of the country and go somewhere else, you will be able to survive. I have my guys. I have my driver's license backed up. I have my passport backed up. I have my private keys backed up. I have money, all right, for my crypto wallets. If something happens and I have to leave, okay, I will always have access to my crypto. I will always have access to my personal documents. And by having a copy of your passport, that makes it much easier to get another copy. Let's say you don't even have your passport, that makes it much easier to get, like, let's say, a provisional passport, a temporary passport, all right, or something, or whatever. Y'all are crazy. So many of y'all are so complacent with this hell that we are now seeing. Just like, basically, like, sitting around like looking at, like a deer in the headlights, like, well, I don't care. Don't come to me when everything goes downhill and, like, angry, I don't know what to do. I won't help you. Ask you something. When the banks collapse, and trust me, it's coming, will you be ready? Imagine waking up to ATMs that don't work, bank doors chained shut, and millions of people left with nothing. No cash, no access to their savings, and no way to survive. But it doesn't have to be that way for you. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy to teach you everything you need to know about crypto so you can protect yourself and your family. You'll learn how to buy, sell, and even day trade crypto for a living. Plus, we alert you to new crypto trends so you can profit before everyone else even knows what's happening. Right now, I've just published an exclusive investment guide inside the Academy, and it's linked in the description below. In it, I reveal the one coin that could make you a millionaire. A coin so revolutionary, it could change everything. If you missed out on Bitcoin and Ethereum, this is your second chance. This isn't just about financial freedom, it's about survival. When the system collapses and everyone else is selling, you'll be the one buying, prepared to weather the storm and thrive while others struggle to survive. Don't wait. This knowledge isn't optional, it's critical. The links in the description. Go check it out now.
Maybe it will be an actual, physical game. Like the game's actually gonna be in the cartridge digitally, right? It won't require a digital download.
And essay described the ultimate conclusion of the gig and rental economy. So instead of owning a car, you rent through something like Zipcar. Instead of owning clothes, you rent through something like Newly. You might be wondering what the World Economic Forum even is. They're best known for their annual meeting in Switzerland called Davos, which brings together some of the most powerful and wealthy capitalists around the world. The Succession episode where they go to Argestes is a reference to Davos. If anyone's getting hungry and tired of eating cereal for dinner, Davos is starting to sound like a pretty good buffet. Now, maybe the greatest irony of this all is that the idea that socialists want to take away your toothbrush has been used against socialism for almost 100 years. Socialism has never tried to take away people's personal property, like their house or their toothbrush. Socialists only want to expropriate private property or the means of production from the hands of a select few, the capitalist class. So rather than apartment complexes that are owned by big landlords or real estate investors, the building belongs to the masses and to the people that live in it. Rather than the toothbrush factory being owned by a single toothbrush capitalist who happened to have inherited the factory from his dad, the factory is owned by the workers that produce the toothbrushes, aka the workers that produce the wealth that the capitalist extracts under capitalism. Capitalist class really tells on themselves when they try to use scare tactics about socialism, how it restricts your personal freedoms or takes away your personal property, because that's exactly what capitalism does. It takes away your right to your own time and hands it over to the boss. Through the rapidly rising cost of living yet stagnating. So basically, she starts off by showing us exactly what is like the World Economic Forum is saying, and then trying to go on to say that these people are not even really socialists; they're more like capitalists. It's a socialist just basically want everyone to have control of everything. It puts it back into the hands of the people. Oh my! She was doing so well at first. She really, really was, guys. This is the nightmare that we are now heading into a world where, for example, you won't necessarily own anything. You will your two like for it literally, we'll have platforms where you don't actually even own your clothing. Your clothing is going to be shared, so you will be sharing your clothing. What? Guys, what kind of insane concept is this? And of course, what they're going to say is, it sounds strange to you now, but eventually you'll understand. Bro, if you own nothing, literally nothing, you don't even own your clothing. That makes you lower than an SLAVE. You have less than an SLA. You have the illusion of freedom. But you are not free. Everything you have is owned by someone else. So if someone else owns everything that you have and you own nothing,
then that's equivalent to SLAVERY. You own nothing. You are controlled by the masses. You are basically, your property is their property because you have no property. So if you have no property, you have no ownership of anything, then you are basically owned by someone else. This is really, really, guys, this is really, really nasty stuff. Really, really nasty stuff. And I warned you guys to be prepared so long ago, and many of you guys were sitting on your hands, diddling around, acting like you think it's a game, and it's not a game.
But other games will. I imagine, the AAA games will require that. It says inserting the game key card for any of these games brings up instructions on the Switch 2 home screen on how to download them. Following the download and opening the game for the first time, online connection isn't mandatory to play the game, only the physical game key card. So it's not a cartridge anymore, it's a game key card. Okay, it says as Nintendo support page. They were actually planning this. They were actually planning this years ago. Right? Well, the console, the PlayStation, Nintendo, they've been planning this because they don't really want you to have the physical copy, right? Because if you have the physical copy, you're gonna go and share it with other people.
They don't ever, basically, Nintendo's thing is they want you to keep on paying for products for the rest of your life, because you eventually lose access to the old machine, so you can't go back and easily play your PlayStation games or play your Xbox 360 games. Can't go back and play your Wii games, because who owns a Wii anymore? Right? They're no longer making it. They're no longer manufacturing it. It's hard to get them. So your entire collection is now useless unless you want to do retro gaming, and they no longer do repairs. So now you have to go and purchase a new, and technology becomes outdated, so your television doesn't even support it anymore. So now you have to go and purchase modern hardware that will give you access to play the games that you enjoyed many years ago. But guess what? You can't even own those games, so now you're on like a subscription plan. This has always been Nintendo's dream, to ensure you will own nothing, and they can then continue reselling you the same product over and over and over again for more money. So now you have games that came out 20 years ago, what do you call it? Like, oh my gosh, I cannot remember. Like the Hidden Door or something like that, like Paper Mario. You have a Paper Mario game that came out 20 years ago, all right, or over 20 years ago during the GameCube era, right? And thousand year door or something like that. And now they're going to turn around. The game costs, they've re-released the game, and now the game is $60 on the Nintendo Switch. But when it moves over to the Switch 2, the exact same game will now be either 70 or probably $80. And for the physical version, it will be $90, maybe even $90. But it's only a code on. It's literally you having to go and pick up. It's literally paying now $80 for the physical version, for the Nintendo Switch version of the game, and there's a digital code in the box. So now you're spending way more, and you will never be able to actually own the Nintendo Switch 2 version because it's tied to the account. Guys, this is so damn evil. This company is so damn evil, it's not even funny. By the way, guys, we actually have a sale happening over in the Crypto Academy right now. We have a sale happening. It's actually flat. We're having a flash sale this weekend. So if you want to go and pick up, if you've been looking over at the Academy and you wanted to, save some money, you can actually go over to the Crypto Academy, sign up. We have a great flash sale going right now where all of our plans are on sale. So go and check that out. Again, the I Agree with Crypto Academy is linked to the description of the video. But it's not going to get any better. This situation is only going to get worse. Nintendo is the hairbringer of misery, of pain, of suffering.
Own nothing and be happy, says the World Economic Forum. And many patriots stand up and say, you're never going to take it from me. If you follow all the way along, I'm going to show you how they've already taken it from you. But let me show you how the game actually works so you can stop being played. How do you hide something in plain sight. Let's look at some facts, figures, numbers, logic. The World Economic Forum has about 7,500 videos on their channel. In total, they have 74 million views. Well, Nicki Minaj has 88 videos on her channel and has 7.98 billion views. Does that show you where the attention is? 88 videos, 7.9 billion views. World Economic Forum has 7,000 videos and 74 million views. So as you look this way and you're distracted with Nicki Minaj big old booty bouncing around and all these videos with girls shaking their asses, there's a whole nother narrative going this way. So when you hear you're gonna own nothing and rent everything, you push back and say, try to take away my freedom. Whereas they already have. You already rent everything. Before you pay it off, you get a new one. Most of you don't have a paid off car. You actually rent your car because you do an 80-month loan, and before you get to pay it off, you actually get tired of it and you trade it in for another 80-month loan. But even if you pay it off, you don't own it. That's a whole nother story. You also have what's called the American dream, a 30-year mortgage. So most of you never get to the point to pay off your house because you're too bought into the materialism and you buy another house or upgrade your house and start a whole new debt cycle. So now you don't own your phone, you don't own your car, you never own your house. You don't go to Blockbuster and buy videos anymore, you actually rent your movies. You also rent your music. We went from hotels to Airbnbs, moving from taxis to Ubers, rental cars to Turo, and now banks to DeFi. Whereas you already own nothing, but you're not happy. But where do you hide something? In plain sight. They're telling you what's coming. The World Economic Forum lets you know that the Great Reset was coming. They told you the pandemic was coming. They're telling you you're gonna own nothing and be happy. They're telling you the Paris Agreement is going to come fast and furious. They're telling you to get ready for another Black Swan event. So you already own nothing. Problem is, you're already not happy. The truth is, the working poor's liabilities are the rich people's assets. And in fact, the separation between the rich and poor is going to be much greater. So you have a choice to be on one side of the coin or the other. You can be the person renting everything, or you can be the person that owns everything that the working poor is renting from. But there's never been a time in history for the normal everyday person to amass a large amount of wealth to take advantage of the biggest shift in generational wealth. We will continue this story.
Guys, I keep telling y'all, get invested in crypto right now. What the boomers are going to be doing with these ETFs, if there's one thing that you will know about the boomers that you can bet on, is that they are greedy and they're going to want all the toys for themselves. It's something George Carlin told us. All right, so they're going to rush and they're going to look at us like a bunch of little idiots. That's how the boomers view us. They view us as anyone younger than them. They view us as a little idiot, and they're going to think that they're going to go up and buy out all of the crypto, and they're going to do this using crypto ETFs. All right, this is where you can actually win. There's a lot of people who are sitting on their hands and they're like, oh, well, crypto's a scam. Crypto's a scam. Or I'll tell you something, tell you what's going to happen. You're going to have a lot of people who are going to buy into Bitcoin finally when it's like $5 million a coin. And you're going to say, bro, I told you to buy into Bitcoin when it was $2,000 a coin. It was a scam back then, but it's not a scam at 5 billion. No, because now it has all of this. Now it has all of this regulation, and it's an ETF, so it's super safe. It's completely different. You can't. Are you an idiot? They actually have to use real Bitcoin to fund the spot ETF. Listen, it's completely different. You don't know what you're talking about, bro. I made millions in crypto. Listen, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. And also, can I have some money? Can I have some money? Guys, this is why you don't tell your family about your crypto. You know, one of my subscribers and students, he told his father about his crypto, and his father's there now trying to, like, you know, basically, I don't know, if like trying to get him to like sell his crypto or stuff like that, or use his crypto to fix things. It's like, what the living hell? Do not tell anyone about your crypto. Don't tell anyone. I know it's hard. You want to share your successes or what you're doing with others. Don't tell anyone about your crypto, my bros. Stay away from it. People don't want what's best for you. They just want to take advantage of you. All right. Everyone is a hater. Most people out there are haters. Okay. I'm just gonna be real. Everyone can be a hater. I try not to hate. I try to celebrate. But I will say there have been times when I have hated on others. But I don't hate on people for money. I hate on people for creativity. If I see like there's someone, like, I usually respect people who are very, very creative. But there are times where I'll see someone who is just so creative, so much doing things that I can never do that I hate on them because I know I can never measure up to them. And I'm just being honest. That's one thing most people will never tell you, the introspective truth, that the reason why I'm hating on you is because I can never catch up to you. No matter how hard I work, no matter how hard I study, I will always only be trying to copy what you are. Now, don't get me wrong. I have my own strengths and I have my own weaknesses. And it's not about trying to copy others. It's about trying to be the best version of yourself. But that's what insecurity can do to people. It can lead to them hating on others because they can never be the same as others. And really, you shouldn't try to be like anyone else. You should try to be the best version of yourself as a person. But I'm sharing that with you. That's open and honesty. Most people won't tell you that truth. Most people will just smile in your face and say that they're your friend when really they're your hater. They're your freaking hater. But guys, what do you think regarding all of this? Society wants us to own nothing and be happy. Do you agree that this is going to be horrible for the future going forward? And it's really not going to. There's not much we can do to stop it more, so we can only prepare and either be on one side. We can be on the people who are stinking rich or the people who are stinking poor. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll talk about it in the comments. And don't forget to check out the Crypto Academy. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA. Men walking away, and cheers.
Nothing says you care like crypto. Nothing can compare. Nothing says you care like crypto. Oh, nothing can compare to crypto.